Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Heist League 3.12. In this episode, we're going to be going over the 3.13 Atlas expansion, where we have this new expansion for Ritual League, but we also have the new Atlas expansion of Echoes of the Atlas. So this is like an Atlas expansion on top of the Conquerors, we have a new league. It's really cool. So we did a stream restreaming the announcement trailer and all that stuff, and the Q&A, and now making videos for you guys. So we're gonna share this trailer together.
You, Exile?
This is the new Atlas.
Justice? Revenge? Honor? No.
That's the Awakener.
It is power.
That's our Atlas. Whoa. That looks like Harbingers. We're fighting a boss.
Felt their shockwaves ripple through the void.
Whoa. We have knockback.
You have our attention.
Whoa, he hit the wall, then exploded, then he leap slammed. Whoa, look at that attack.
The limits will be tested. Break them.
What
Do
the?
what is thought impossible.
Don't slam us.
And the Atlas
There's Katava.
will follow.
A brutal showdown. Oh my god. Atlas passive trees. 11 new maps. New skills. Reworked ascendancies for elementalists and Deadeye. Heist. Harvest. Ritual League. Kill all the monsters, then you start the ritual. You kill the ritual. That's a harvest.
Themselves will bear silent witness.
This is the main fight, where you can fight like 10 of them
Before you break.
at the same time. That's the main boss, the Maven. Echoes of the Atlas. Coming out on the 15th of January. Super Pogs, super excited. So, well, I know everything that they've released up till now, and I want to go over it with you guys. So, for this video, it's going to be the dude, I have shakes, it's shivers and chills and goosebumps from that trailer. Holy shit, it's so good. I'm so excited. Oh my god. So this video is the 3.13 Atlas expansion, of what I'm going to be going over, a quick summary. The Atlas expansion, the new Ritual League, and like the main post. The second video, I'm going to make a second one talking more specifically about the Ascendancy Elementalist Golems, like how they're looking. So stay tuned for that if you're still looking out for that. So anyways, getting into the actual nitty-gritty of the current stuff. So how you guys doing? If you guys missed the stream, I want to catch you guys up with basically what I know up till now for all this stuff, and I think some of it might be broken, like OP strats. The Maven, so this is the endgame boss. Apparently it might be RNG, not deterministic, so it might be like the original Conqueror's Awakener thing, where it's like really annoying, but we'll see. Prove your mettle, so this is where you fight bosses, and then you can do 5, 6, and 10, and 10 is the one when you get to do Maven. Yeah. So I'm guessing there's like a chance to fight the Maven. And the Maven is like the main thing. This is what you want to get for. So this is like ritual. You're doing all those rituals, and you get items. So it's kind of showing it backwards because it shows you the endgame thing first. But basically, you're gonna do rituals in a map. Like you're gonna kill the monsters, and then the blood from the monsters can be started as a ritual. And then when you kill those monsters, it'll give you the rewards. And then you could pick your rewards and spend the tribute to unlock the stuff, kind of like harvest crafting with crafts, but instead of crafts, it's items. And then, yeah, I like to show it this way instead, because like understanding how you're actually doing the normal mechanic, and then you would kill them. Wait. She'll challenge you to defeat 4 bosses, then 5, then 6. Wait, so the Maven actually just causes you to keep fighting, having these challenges to fight bigger ones. And then when you're challenged to fight the 10s get you the Maven. So it actually has nothing to do with... Wait, what? Wait, this is an Atlas thing. Oh, I learned some more. The Maven is an Atlas thing, and not part of Ritual. And Ritual is just resummoning all the bosses. Oh, I mixed it up myself. Wow, good. Glad I... And then we also have the 11 new maps. So this, basically, they talked about it on the stream. It is new maps that are basically more PoE 2 style, of like they're better, they're newer, they're cooler. That's what they're trying to say. And this is the more new style, so we should probably like these the most of any maps, and that's really cool. I like them. I do like them. And then we have this showing some of the rituals. Circle around the ritual, circle. So you get stuck in a cage, from what I understand, and you can enhance the rituals. And this is the loot. There's a headhunter. And apparently grayed out means you can't afford it. So if you can't afford it, you can defer it. And deferring it means that you pay off as much as you have onto this item, and it will carry over into the next ritual, even if it's in the next map. So you can then try to pay for it a little bit again and again and again. Just keep paying off a little bit at a time, deferring. And that's the harvest boss. But then also, if you find a ritual and you don't want to do it for whatever reason, maybe it's too hard at the certain time. For example, Forge of the Phoenix Guardian ritual. So you kill the Phoenix, and now the ritual is like, hey dude, I'm ready. And you're like, this looks way too hard. You could just use a ritual vessel, and you can make a blood-filled vessel, kind of like the bestiary orb, and you'll be able to store it, and you could use it later by combining this with a map, and then it will open it on the map, and you can do 4 of these on a map. So you could actually take like some juicy map, you could delirium. I'm imagining this is the end game goal. Multiple blood-filled vessels, you buying them off people, you're just filling your maps. These replace scarabs basically, because why would you need a scarab when you could have things that are the most juicy that you've ever seen? Multiple bosses of targeted bosses. Imagine people farming Minotaur and then getting the Minotaur vessels, and then you buying the Minotaur vessels, and then you making a Minotaur map, and your Minotaur map has 5 or 10 Minotaur bosses, and then those are also super juiced, because when you do a ritual, then the next ritual is stronger, and the next ritual is stronger, and the next one's stronger, and the next one's stronger in the same map. So stacking them up in the same thing is like super insanity, but also they should be super hard. So aura stacking. They changed every single ascendancy in the game, but they've only shown us a few of them. So there's some more shown on the stream, but they don't really matter. And I have the Elementalist one, but I don't want to go into it yet until I do my next video where I go into detail specifically about it, because so many people are asking about it. And I want to address that, and it makes the most sense to do it that way. So this is the Occultist, doesn't really matter. Hierophant gets 4 minimum endurance and 4 power charges. This sounds so insane. It sounds really cool. And then you got the Slayer, and they gave maximum endurance equal to Frenzies. Pretty cool. Some new items, divs for 20 alterations, but it's not really that important. These don't really matter. The main things are that we have Harvest in a new form, Heist in a new, well, they have Heist. It's not new. And I want to make sure you guys understand this shit that they're introducing. So now that I've gone over it in a wide. There's a lot here. There is a lot here. This is why I'm trying to go over it as like a broad stroke first, so that now when I go back through, maybe it'll make more sense. So we have the Maven boss. This is the final boss of this Atlas expansion, and you kill her and you get the Maven Orb. Maven Orbs. What does it do? It's a whole fucking complicated thing on its own. I could honestly have a whole video just about the Maven Orb, and probably will have to later, because people will be like, just like the Awaken Orb, I don't get it, it's confusing. Yep, I agree. Okay, so it removes one influence modifier from an item with at least 2 influence modifiers, and then it upgrades another influence modifier. So let's say there's 2 and you remove 1, there will only be 1, so I'm assuming it upgrades that 1, and then the 1 gets upgraded to a higher tier. So my example that I had is, let's say you have a helmet, Elder, minion damage 16, minion life 16, you Maven Orbit, it will delete 1, upgrade the other. So it could upgrade one of them from 16 to 18. Now it also has this extra thing, which somebody asks me, what will it do? We can't know that until we try it, or unless they release the whole list. So this last line is the crazy part. Upgrading a modifier of the highest tier transforms the modifier into an elevated modifier. So what we're all questioning is like, well, what modifier turns into what? What is the tier list of tiers of modifiers? Like, where does minion life compare to minion damage on the tier list of modifiers, right? Because they seem very similar, but then maybe there's something above that, right? It's pretty interesting. Doesn't really make sense. Somebody was saying, oh, +3 helmet, what will that turn into? And I said, oh, it's not an influenced helm. That's just a normal helm, and it's true. But then yeah, so we get these Maven Orbs from the boss, and the main point is to upgrade the tier of mods while deleting other influence mods. So you could see a benefit to target and null influence modifiers. You could also use it to upgrade specific influence modifiers. It sounds really insane. You could also get this elevated modifier thing, which we don't know everything about yet. I'm being honest. That's just how it is. So that's the Maven. That's the main point behind her. Seems fucking crazy. Super excited. So the whole thing behind her is going to be doing the Atlas and this fighting, getting challenges to fight bosses, and then we're going to have 10 bosses. And when we're fighting 10, we'll have a chance to fight her. Okay, hopefully it's not too bad. Unlock Atlas passive tree. So on top of that, on top of the Conquerors and the Awakener and the Maven and those bosses and the challenges, we also have the Atlas passive tree. So every single area of the skill tree has a passive tree. So you can have ascendancies for each area. So we actually have some here as examples, and so I'll go through these to give you some ideas of the crazy shit here. 10% chance additional legion, and then 100% general, both generals, and 100% more timeless splinters. Requiring 1 fewer portal for beyond bosses. Beyond portals have 100% increased merging radius. Slaying 3% beyond. Corrupted and rare strong boxes. Extra strong box. 10% more strong boxes. This is like super alva. You're getting super upgrades. It's insane. More super alva. So when you go for skipping a room, upgrading, like instead of upgrading, you go for swapping the room, it will automatically upgrade the swap room to the tier of the room that you left, like that you changed from. So let's say you already had one at tier 2 and then or tier 3, and then you found the corruption, the double corruption, and you swap to it, it will turn it into the tier 3. So just upgrading all rooms to tier 3 and then finding that one that's the corruption, then it'll be a tier 3 with this. That's insane. Legion encounters in areas have 50% increased duration and take 50% increased damage while in stasis. So this will make it so you can actually unlock the whole Legion for slower builds. Really cool. I like that a lot. And as Chris was saying in the announcement, for slower builds, they could start with that in the beginning and then swap out of it, because this is also changeable. You don't have to have these permanently. You can spend some stuff to change it, so you can mess around with different things. There's even harvest mechanics here. At the bottom it says bumper crop. Harvests in areas have doubled bonuses to item quantity and rarity. The sacred grove in areas contains an additional harvest. It's insane. It's insane. At the bottom right, Heart of the Grove. The sacred grove in areas have a 100% increased chance to contain the Heart of the Grove. So we'll be able to fight Oshabi 100% of the time. Harvest in areas have 10% chance for the unchosen crop to not wilt. So 10% of your crops that you don't save or use will stay. Sulfite, 10% double sulfite and 20% increased sulfite. Breaches, 30% area of effect, 30% monster density, and 50% XP. Harvest, 200 XP, 200% XP, 2 times XP, and 50% chance to spawn an additional monster. We had Packed with Energy, 35% damage for each sulfite, so 3 maybe. And the move speed, 15% for each, 3. So then for white maps, you can get 200 additional sulfite, 350 sulfite for yellow, and 500 for red on completion, which means boss kill. 500 for red. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good for not spending any scarabs. It's just upgrading your Atlas. You're going to be able to target stuff for SSF. This is super, super, super cool. This is the league where you have Harvest and the Atlas expansion to be targeting stuff, so you can do more mechanics, because this isn't just specifically making it like a replacement for everything. It's more just helping you do each specific thing so that you yourself can be more specialized, not that one thing. Yeah. Anyways, it just opens up more. We're just going to have more opportunity. I also like the up to 20 rare monsters in areas are possessed and their monsters are touched. So this is interesting because for minion builds, we run through and we're passive damage, so we don't choose to do damage or not do damage. We just kill. It was the same problem in Heist when they're like, don't raise the alert level, and it's like, well, we just automatically kill everything. So here, with the monsters being automatically possessed, it's actually better than random ghosts flying around, because when we run around, we'll kill the ghosts really fast compared to the monsters. Well, we'll actually kill everything really fast eventually, and then the ghosts don't work at all, and so it's better that they're automatically possessed. So that's really cool. Yeah. So then we also have breaches in areas have 100% increased chance to contain a boss. This part is like kind of mind-blowing. So 100% boss, and then the bosses have double breach splinters, and then the bosses have 5% dropping a breach stone, and then you have a second one of 5% chance to drop a breach stone. So you have a 10% chance of dropping a breach stone. So you only have to do 10 breaches and you'll get a breach stone, because each one will have a breach with, a boss with this, right? Guaranteed, not counting the regular one. And then you have, so 9% charged, 3% enriched, 1% pure. So then when you actually drop a breach, those are your odds. So you have 87 regular, and then 9 charge, 3 enrich, 1 pure. So yeah, you'd have to do 1,000 breaches to get a pure. and then it won't even, and then it's a 1 in 5 unless you're targeting only pure Chayula. So you do 5,000 to get a pure Chayula. So over the long period of everyone doing breaches and stuff, and people just generally doing them and killing the boss and shit, there are going, if they're using this, there are going to be more breach stones, but these numbers sound kind of insane. So there might be like more of the charge and the enrich to the point where we could use these for leveling, where we wouldn't normally have these being generated. This is like when Harvest was printing weird things into the game for Trade League. It then everyone gets flooded with them, and it's like it becomes a method for that season. So I could see something like that happening where charge and enrich are better, where normally why would you spend your bench, like your June syndicate, on upgrading to not appear with your it that fled. Like you would just upgrade it to appear, so you're not going to make charge and enrich, but in this case it's just going to drop it by chance, so they're going to be generated, and then yeah, that could be cool. And then I forgot to mention this part. So part of the new endgame rewards of the Atlas, it's so insane, dude. This is so much. We also have Watchstones craftable, so they're gonna drop as magic Watchstones that you can craft into rare, crazy, powerful Watchstones, I believe, right? But they can't be crafted. I mean, can't be traded. But they don't expire, and their benefits stack. So they're like, here, have even more mods. Here, have more mods. Another new endgame reward. The Maven Orb affects items that have 2 or more influence modifiers. When used on such an item, it randomly upgrades one of these influence modifiers and removes the other. If the modifier that's being upgraded is already at the highest tier, it'll upgrade to a new elevated tier. Yeah, so these modifiers, they went for 23% increased chance to include a Marikath army, 3% increased effect of non-unique maps, 0.2 chance to have the maximum number of sockets for items. Sulfite veins have 3% more sulfite, 0.23% chance to have a white socket on items, and 10% additional essence from imprisoned monsters. So it's some weird shit. Maybe they only stay magic. I can't remember what they said in the broadcast, but this is compared to regular. You can have mods on your Watchstones, and this is comparable to the unique ones giving the levels, but then these are permanent, so that's really cool, and they're not tradable. So I showed the 11 map, or I showed the 3 of the 11. Showed Ritual League, explained Ritual League. I think this part is going to cause a lot. This is my prediction, so I like to leave this in here as a like, hey, I warned you. This is going to cause a lot of problems. Basically, this is not the same as Harvest, even though it wants to be. So these are items, and so in the beginning, people are going to get offered a ton of shit, and they're not going to know what to pick, and it's going to tilt a lot of people because they're going to waste a lot of time looking stuff up, or they're just not going to want to, and they would have much rather having this filtered, for example, to know what's good. Like people rely on filters. Maybe this might be better than I think, right? To where it doesn't show us as much junk as I think, and it really gives us choices, and that's more what it's about. But I feel like that's gonna make a lot of people angry, and eventually, though, I realized with the chat made me realize that we're going to probably get offered crazy items that have really high values of tribute remaining, like that require high tribute, and then we'll have to keep buying it over many rituals, and so you won't actually probably be able to buy all this stuff every single time, and you'll probably have to be buying some big item, some big ticket item over like multiple maps, and I could definitely see that happening. And as soon as they said that, I was like, oh yeah, especially you see Headhunter and you're like, oh yeah, that, yep, you can't save the points You can't like preload the fucking points from some other. You can't buy the points from somebody else. You're just gonna have to find the thing, defer, and then somebody pointed out, imagine you're deferring halfway through, 75%, 90%, whatever amount, and then you load this map, you don't defer, it crashes, it's gone. Monka S. No, please, not like this. Either way, I think that sums up all of that for the new Atlas and Ritual. I want to go over very quickly Harvest and Heist, how it's going to look, because I think I understand it very well to the point where I can explain it for you guys. So Harvest is very simple. Very simple. Forget everything you knew. Okay? Harvest is now, you go into a map, you find a harvest, you open a portal to a garden. The garden has multiple sets of harvests ready to go. That's it. You pick which one you want to do based on the difficulty and the crafting outcomes you want. You kill the monsters and you craft. They removed seeds. They removed life force, storing tanks, wires, your garden. It's all gone. It's just as simple as portal, some harvest, you pick which one you want. It's very basic. It's kind of like the Heist 5 alt quality gems you pick, or the like trinkets, the rewards at the end, and then it's a lot more like that. And then you pick your thing, and then you fight it. And then you get your crafts. So you still have life force at the end, which determine how many of the crafts you actually get to use. And you can still store... Oh yeah, this is a part I forgot because it's not mentioned here. You can store up to 10 crafts at a time in Horde crafting that's stored in your hideout and the garden. And you can access it later, or you can like craft for people and sell it, yeah. But it's not infinite like we had. Now Heist, they made it so and Harvest is only maps plus. Heist is Act 6 plus, and then they made it so rogues level up faster. Markers drop with higher stack sizes, and quest contracts are now dropped for you at next smuggler's caches as soon as that quest is available. Also, they made it so that you can't... Well, yeah, so the fractured and duplicate blueprints don't have everything revealed automatically. So you'll have to spend reveals and markers to reveal duplicated blueprints. So they killed duplicating blueprints, basically. Yeah. And so that's everything. That sums up the entire thing. My opinions on all of it, because I think that's important as part of the video as a full final thing. I like the Maven. I think it's really cool. I hope it's not too random, not too much RNG, and I hope it's fast, like getting it unlocked, like getting the 10 bosses and the RNG behind the Maven. I hope it's fine. I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to do these bosses. It seems like a bossing league, so you better make a bossing character. Bossing. I like the passive tree for the Atlas. It sounds so fucking cool to target whatever I want. New double corruption extravaganza. This is what I've been asking for. Getting crazy temple upgrades so I can finally do Alva. Finally, man. Finally. More targeted stuff. Maven Orb looks insane. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. And it really depends on what these elevated modifiers are. These things might be insane for crafting cheap. And then, yeah, the Watchstones, it's obvious. They're just free upgrades, basically. You're just going to be able to get good shit like extra Mariketh army. That's so fucking broken. increased effective modifier, like things that are not downsides. These are not regular mods, dude. These are not map mods. These are Watchstone mods. These are fucking weird. Look at these, dude. Like, this is feeling like trinkets, right? The extra chance to have maximum number of sockets and more sulfite. Like, what the hell? These are just bonuses, extra ways to... They're adding extra endgame layers and layers of depth to the game that make it complex. I love it. I'm really excited. Oh my god, I love this. New maps, more maps. Ritual League is pretty sick, to be honest. I will not have a problem with the loot and this mechanic and how this all works. I like it a lot. I'm just saying that a new player is going to be daunting to have to decide between items when they don't know generally what they're worth even after they pick them up from a fucking filter. You're telling me you want to make them pick in a map? That's just tilting. You're Kadiro is one thing, right? Oh, that's why they said that. So someone in my chat said this is like Kadiro. It's like Kadiro v fucking 10. They weren't joking. Yep. But then enhancing the rituals and storing them up and buying the rituals off other people and making super juiced maps with, like, I can imagine the end game is people are running T15, T16 maps because you want the monster level to be this high, item level 83, 85, 82 to get the certain drops and obviously the maps. Because it's the monster level is determined by the map you stored it from. So you run the maps, you store them. It'd be like seed farming. People are going to store up tons of them and sell them, and then I'm going to buy these and I'm going to run them on maps to run rituals because it's fun and cool loot, and you can get these things, the tribute remainings, and you can also find, for example, maybe a headhunter, and then you could be like the first guy to get a headhunter out of this new league ritual and be like, yeah, I'm that guy, Pog, cool. But yeah, and then maybe the like monster you choose actually matters too, like the boss type. But either way, that's everything for this. Next up, the Elementalist Ascendancy Golem stuff. Heads up, it's cool, feels good, man. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to take this opportunity to think about Patreon on my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys. So thank you guys for all the support, and thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon and the YouTube members today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!